this is part 3 of my absolute monster video in regards to sort of toxic friendships and mental abuse. In the whole video I'm talking specifically about an ex-friend of mine who I refer to throughout as Jane, as well as how it sort of relates with a mutual friend who I'm still very good friends with, who I refer to as Shannon. If you want to watch the first 2 parts as well as all the other parts, all the links will be in the description below, and so here is the rest of the video, and I will start where I leave off. Back onto the point before about friends on Facebook. At one point she actually tried to trick me into being friends with her on Facebook again. And I'm not even joking on that one. She said, she just mentioned a video or something, and she said, oh yeah, I shared it on my page, go and have a look. So I went onto her Facebook page, and we weren't actually friends on Facebook at the time, so, and she's got most of her content private, so or, you know, you have to be friends to see it, but so what I did is I went onto her page and I was like, oh, it's not there, and she was like, oh, it's because we're not friends on Facebook. And she basically tried to trick me into being friends with her on Facebook again, and I followed in what my therapist said, and I was like, I'm not adding her on Facebook. So I came up with an excuse. I told a little white lie, which actually wasn't entirely a white lie, because I have been having problems with, at that time I had been having problems with my Facebook with like sort of like notifications and friend requests and things like that. So I told her that I didn't get her friend request, and so she tried someone again and it didn't come up, and I said, oh, I can't add you anyway because it's not, the little button thing wasn't on her page, which it wasn't. It actually genuinely didn't have the little add as friend little button thing. I don't know why, it wasn't there. So I wasn't entirely lying, and even then I still wasn't entirely lying because I was having problems with my notifications and friend requests. So yeah, that was the other point I wanted to make about Facebook. A lot of things that she says, usually when in an argument, she often will vanish, sometimes for hours on end. The reason we actually stopped talking was she ignored me for a weekend. She didn't tell me she was going away for a weekend, so I had no idea where she'd gone. She just vanished for an entire weekend. She wasn't saying hello, she wasn't sending replies to my messages or anything like that. And then we were talking for like 2 days, and then she vanished again for a week. She didn't speak to me at all in that week, she ignored me. And then by that point I was just like, I'm done, I'm not replying anymore, I'm just done with this. Like, I've been verging on trying to cut her off for like months. I just couldn't talk to her anymore. Like, I used to look forward to talking to her every day, and then I started dreading it. I would refuse to talk to her throughout the day. The point where I talked to her, it would get later and later. And then even then I'd only talk to her about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, maybe even 3 hours. And it just got to the point where I just didn't want to talk to her anymore. And I kind of elaborated on why I didn't want to talk to her in a Tumblr post I made. I'll put the link to that in the description. But it just talking to her got boring, and it wasn't like I was talking to her, it's like she was talking at me, and like she just didn't seem like she was interested in like anything I had to say. At one point she even stole one of my ideas on something we were working on it together, and then, like I said, I elaborate on why I stopped writing with her in the Tumblr post I made. But in the end it just got to the point where I just didn't want to talk to her anymore, because like something my mum said really stuck with me properly is that now I've got really good friends, that being Shannon, Shannon's boyfriend, a friend from uni, another friend I have, you know, like 4 really good friends that I've got. They'll like listen to me when I have something to tell them, like if I want to rant and rave at them, or if I want to like go on about something to them, like, oh, this thing happened, like I did this thing in New Vegas, or oh, I did this thing in this game or that game, it was really funny. They'll listen and actually seem like they're interested in what I want to say. When with her, she would just do this little wonky-eyed emoticon thing and not say anything, or ask questions or something like that, and it just made me feel like she wasn't interested. When she did the same to me, I would ask questions and I would make comments and things like that. You know, I'm just being a friend, I'm engaging with what you're saying. Like, with something that happened, wasn't it was about a month ago now. I know one of my friends, I know they're not interested in that. They haven't seen anything of the kind. They haven't read anything of the kind, but I was like, I know you're not interested in this, and I know this is going to mean absolutely nothing to you, but something's happened. Can I rant to you about it? And he was like, yeah, sure. So I literally went on this like massive rant to him about it, and explaining sort of like why I was kind of against this and all that lot. And the whole time he was making comments and asking questions. And there's just something friends do. They take interest, or maybe not an interest, but they like engage with you in stuff that you're interested in and things that you want to talk about. That's just the way things work. Like, at the moment with Shannon, she and her boyfriend are playing LA Noire. And I'm like I said earlier, I'm playing Fallout New Vegas again. Because it was recently made backwards compatible, literally the day before I went to Munich, so I couldn't play it, which is... I'm not bitter, but I'm playing it now, so not right now obviously, but after I've done this I will probably go downstairs and play it after I've done the ironing and eaten my lunch. Sorry, I've got loads of game clips and screenshots as well. Okay, I shut up about New Vegas now, but I just really love that game. I might do a video on it sometime. But anyway, yeah, they're playing LA Noire at the moment, and I actually, when I went round there, I think it was, yeah, it was on Saturday, it was on Saturday. And we actually did a case, and like I needed to play LA Noire anyway. It's, well, you can't see it because my ace flag's in the way, but it's up there on my shelf. And like they've been telling me like stuff that's happening in the game, and I've been asking questions, and I've been like, oh yeah, I really need to play it. And like we would talk about it, and like obviously I haven't played it, although I played a little bit when I was around their house, but so it's just something that you sort of banter between each other. Another thing, she always made everything out to seem like it was a competition. In the case of something we were writing, again I mention it in my Tumblr post. She makes everything seem like it's a competition, especially in the writing sense. With two of our characters, I won't name hers actually. Mine being Josie, although she's got like 3 different names. It depends on where she's living at the time, but usually it's just Josie. Or her full name's actually her name's actually Josephine, but Josie for short. I just refer to her as Josie. With her character and mine, Josie, she made it seem like it was a competition on who suffered more in their life or who had a worse life. And I mean, Josie's life at that time, because her origin story was completely different than it is now, because I hated the way it had gone, so I've completely rewrote it, and it is now in its own little bubble. I've named it Reality 662, because the one that we wrote was Earth 661. I named my realities. I've got so many. I've named them like I do like Marvel does, but I named them Reality instead of Earth. Anyway, off the point. I've completely rewrote her story because I didn't like the way it had gone, and just recently I wrote another one, Reality HH3, because I just had an idea and I really wanted to roll with it. So I'm planning through chapter by chapter. I'm currently on chapter 3. Anyway, again, off the point, but what we were writing, her past was a lot different, and so I didn't like how it had gone. I'd put things in there that I didn't want to put in there because she made it seem like a competition, and that I just kind of felt like I got pressured into doing it, because she was like, oh yeah, my character's got such is got such a worse life, and we'll be like, yeah, but this happened to Josie, and she'll be like, yeah, but this happened to this one, and then just with I mentioned what it is in the Tumblr post. I don't really want to mention it here, but if you're curious, just check out the Tumblr post. And she just made it seem like it was a competition, and that's not the only thing she made it seem like it was a competition in.